Hey everybody, and welcome to Motivational Monday, where you can learn how simple shifts in your habits can lead to profound results in the way that you feel and in the way that you look. Today we are talking about hot flashes, so ladies, if you're suffering from hot flashes, stay tuned. So hot flashes are the main symptom of menopause. So you can start getting them when you're going through perimenopause, or you might not get them until after menopause has begun. But they're a very uncomfortable feeling of heat that rises in your body and then almost as quickly dissipates. For some women, it could last for a few months or a year. Other women get it for 2 years or more. Some women get it for the rest of their lives. And then there are the few lucky ones who don't get them at all. But inevitably, most of us do get them, and they can be very uncomfortable. They could be random, so they could be at any time of the day or night, or they might happen specific times in the day or night, like you might just wake up in a pool of sweat but have no problems during the day, or you might sleep fine at night, no issues, and then just have them randomly during the day. They're unpredictable, they're uncomfortable, and they're hard to pinpoint, but they are manageable. And today's Motivational Monday, I'm going to share with you what you can do to help calm down those hot flashes so that you're not feeling so uncomfortable all day long. So one thing I think it's important for you to understand is that hot flashes are your body's way of cooling itself down. What happens is that your blood vessels vasodilate, they open up, bringing more blood flow to your skin surface, trying to dissipate the heat that's inside. So it comes out to your skin surface, sometimes you sweat, the sweat cools you down even more. So it is a way of your body dissipating heat. What you want to think about as you're going about this process is, how do I quell this internal heat? Or how do I not aggravate this internal heat? So all my suggestions today are going to be based on that. There are a few things in your diet or our diets that might be part of the problem, and they're kind of easy to pinpoint once you start to pay attention to them. Number one is sugar. Believe it or not, hot flashes often follow an episode of eating sugar. Sugar very quickly generates heat in your body, and that heat needs to be expelled. So you might find, once you start paying attention to it, that a hot flash often follows the intake of sugar. So if you're very uncomfortable and you have a sweet tooth, you might want to really grit and bear it and get through that and get rid of the sugar in your diet. That is one magnificent way to cool yourself off and also do a lot to contribute to your overall health and well-being. Number two is alcohol. Alcohol creates a lot of heat in the body. Now, the challenge here is that a lot of women like to have a glass of wine at night when they're going through menopause because they're having a hard time sleeping as well. It's like a big catch-22. So they want the wine so they can fall asleep, but the wine is creating a lot of heat and it's waking them up. Alcohol creates a lot of internal heat. So you really want to get rid of alcohol as much as you can. Maybe have it on special occasions. Have it earlier in the day. Drink lots of water if you really, really have to have it. But alcohol is definitely one of the triggers for a hot flash. Another trigger is caffeine. So again, if you drink a lot of coffee or a lot of tea, they're vasoconstrictors, so they constrict your blood vessels, but when they wear off, they have a rebound effect that then opens up the blood vessels and makes you feel that hot flash even more so. So if you drink lots of coffee and tea, you want to see where you can reduce. 1 cup a day should not be a problem, but if you're having multiple cups throughout the day, that is going to be a challenge. So check out your caffeine intake and then see if you can make any adjustments there. Spicy food. Spicy food can absolutely trigger a hot flash because, again, it's creating lots of internal heat. So if you like Indian food or spicy Thai food or lots of chilies in your diet, then you might want to moderate your intake and see if you can cool down your system from the inside out. Then obvious things, hot environments. So summer is really uncomfortable. Being in a very hot room is uncomfortable. You might need to open your windows. If you live in a place where this heat is very extreme in the wintertime, crack your window open to get a little bit of fresh air in there. You might need a fan, you might need an air conditioner, but cool your environment down, and that will absolutely help as well. Stress is a big contributor to hot flashes. So if you have a very overwhelming lifestyle, you have a big job and lots of family responsibilities, then you might want to consider stress management techniques like yoga or meditation to help calm down your stress level, because it is absolutely a contributor to hot flashes. And lastly, if you're a smoker, you might want to consider giving up that habit for another reason, because smoking can aggravate hot flashes as well. Here's what you can do. Like all my videos, start with a whole foods diet. So clean up your diet. Get rid of the sugar, like I mentioned, because it's an absolute contributor to the hot flashes. Get rid of the processed, refined, all that junk food, because again, that also creates a lot of heat in the body. And eat a whole foods diet. Lots of vegetables, some lentils and beans, quality protein like wild Alaskan salmon, some fruit. Like, keep it simple. Keep it homemade and keep it fresh, and that will go a long way towards helping you. The second thing you can do is start eating a little bit more soy in your diet, but you want to be mindful of having only fermented soy. So you don't want to eat lots of tofu or soy milk because that is not going to help you. It needs to be fermented because if fermented is easier to digest and easier on your system. So think things like tempeh, miso, or fermented soy powder that you can add to your oatmeal in the morning to give it extra protein, or you can make a smoothie out of it with berries or something like that to have later in the afternoon. But a little bit of fermented soy might also help because there's phytoestrogens in that soy that help mimic estrogen in your body and allow your body to feel a little bit more balanced with regard to hot flashes. The next one is flaxseed oil, and I recommend flaxseed oil anyway because it's a great thing for your skin, for your hair, for your nails. It's good to help you balance out your hormones if you're still cycling, you still get your period. But it's an excellent remedy for menopause, and it's actually one of the first things I recommend when women are starting to go through it because it is a mild phytoestrogen. Again, it mimics estrogen in the body without the harmful effects of estrogen, balancing out those hormones. So by taking that, you might find that you sleep a little bit better, your mood's a little bit more balanced, and that your body cools down a little bit more as well. So a tablespoon of oil or 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed per 100 pounds of body weight. But if you want more information on flax, I have a video on it in the archives. Another wonderful thing you can do, not only for hot flashes, but for your overall health and well-being, and I talk about it all the time, is having a green drink in your diet every day. So green drinks tend to have cucumber and kale and broccoli stalks and all these lime, green apple, all these great ingredients. And they're very cooling in nature. So they cool down your system internally. So having one of those, let's say every afternoon at 4 o'clock, might go a long way towards helping quell some of those hot flashes. Exercise. So this is a little controversial because I have women who tell me there is no way it makes it better. It actually makes it worse. Some women say that it's exactly what they need to do to get like a few hours of relief. I find exercise to be amazing because it dissipates the heat. As you heat yourself up, you eventually cool yourself down, even cooler than you would be if you didn't exercise at all. So you get the spike in temperature while you're working out, and while you're exercising, you might actually get more hot flashes because it is generating more energy in your body and dispelling some of that heat, but it gives you relief for hours afterwards because it's just cooled it all down. So exercise is a wonderful way I find to keep myself cool. So yoga is great. I go on the elliptical and I find that to be amazing. And if I start my day with that, I can almost guarantee that I can go hours and hours without any sort of issue whatsoever. So I would highly recommend exercise. But of course, if you find that it really is unbearable for you, then give it a pass. If sleeping is uncomfortable because you have hot flashes and you're waking up sweating and having to change your sheets in the middle of the night, then just keep an air conditioner on, even if it's wintertime. Keep the windows wide open. Keep the room as cool as possible. Sleep in light clothes. Sleep naked if it's easier. But just keep yourself as comfortable as you can, and that is a great way to keep the evening hot flashes or the nighttime hot flashes under control. Beyond those lifestyle and dietary changes, there is a supplement called Evening Primrose Oil, which is also a phytoestrogen, and it's probably the number 2 supplement that I recommend for women who are going through menopause because it's mild. It helps to protect against some of those hot flashes and some of the other issues of menopause, like mood and sleep. But again, if you're going to take any supplement, discuss it with your healthcare practitioner. But that is on the list if you feel like you've tried everything else and you're still not getting the relief that you need. So those are my suggestions to help keep your hot flashes under control. And I find personally and amongst my clients and friends that changing your diet, eliminating sugar, alcohol, and keeping caffeine under control can often be sufficient in basically eradicating them or keeping them to such a minimal degree that it's really not uncomfortable. If that's not the case with you, then let me just say this. There's a whole industry out there of supplements, alternative medicines that you can try to help manage your hot flashes. But as my experience as a pharmacist and a nutritionist, I can tell you that every woman is so incredibly different, and what works for one woman doesn't necessarily work for another woman. So you can really be out there trying 6, 7 different supplements before you land on one that works for you. It's really that hard to pinpoint. What's more reliable, but it also has its consequences, is hormone replacement therapy. But if that's an avenue that you wish to explore, you would have to talk to your gynecologist or healthcare practitioner and see if it's right for you. There is studies that link it to breast cancer and ovarian cancer, so of course you want to be careful if this is something that exists in your family. But again, that's a private and individual choice that you should discuss with your doctor. So I hope you enjoyed today's Motivational Monday, and if you are a menopausal woman, I would love to hear from you. What did you do to help control those hot flashes? I have a client that had an acupuncturist that asked her to put ice packs on her liver every night when she went to sleep, and that cooled her right down, and that really helped her. So unusual, I've never heard that before, but hey, anything is worth a try. But I want to hear what you did specifically to help control your hot flashes, help you get a good night's sleep, help you manage your day in a way that make you feel cool and comfortable. So please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in for Motivational Monday this week. If you like tips like this, then come on over to my website at barbaramendeznutrition.com, and there you can sign up for the mailing list. You can follow me on Facebook or Twitter from the site, and if you think this information would be helpful to other people, other women, please feel free to share it with them. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you next week.